What's up, everybody, and welcome for another Tip for Tuesday. I got Brett joining me today, and we are going to talk all about cutting your expenses and really taking, not necessarily cutting them, but taking a look at your expenses. It's something that, especially when you're going through times like these, taking a look at like, man, do I really need to spend that $500 in my business on this? Or what? Why are we spending $3,000 on this? Those kind of things pop up all the time. Brett and I have had conversations the last couple of weeks of like, hey, we could probably cut some money here and do this and do that. So really just taking a look, diving into, taking a look at your expenses, taking a look at your finances and how that can kind of really help you during this time in this business. So Brett, I'll kind of turn it over to you and let's hear your tips that you have on this.
Yeah, I think it is super important to really look at where you're spending money right now. And I call it just really getting lean. And you got to cut the fats, and you don't have to like cut everything, but you just need to be aware, right? And I think, especially even myself, like we're just not aware of what we're spending money on. And I know, Brian, we were kind of in that position. We knew kind of in a roundabout way, we knew the total of what we were spending money on, but we were losing money here, losing money there, and it just all adds up. Even the smallest things, if you can save $100 a month here or $50 a month here, it all just really adds up. So what we did, we just started going line by line, going through every expense that we have and creating a budget. And especially now, we started at the beginning of the year, but now we're asking these questions: can we live without this? And if the answer is yes, then that's we're going to cut it, honestly, like for this time being right now. So we've had to make some hard decisions based on that, whether it's a service that we use, a marketing piece that we're using that's not working quite as well right now. We've had conversations on thousands of dollars worth of expenses that we either ask ourselves, should we cut it? Can we reduce it or renegotiate it? So it's a great time for you to call up all of your people that you use as far as marketing people, service providers, your team, or whatever you're doing. Maybe it's a good time to renegotiate some of the prices, and it's a good time to defer. Obviously, there's a lot of programs coming out that we can defer some of our payments. Maybe you're in a really, really tight spot that you're not going to be in 3 months from now. So maybe you can defer some of your interest payments or your service provider payments, something like that. So I would really just take a deep dive into them. You can use programs out there. We use QuickBooks for our business, and for personal, I've been using Mint, which is also owned by QuickBooks. But I've been diving in my personal stuff too, and it's just kind of eye-opening. I'm like, Karen, we spend $200 on makeup. I don't know, whatever it is, and it's just kind of crazy. Just a deep dive, but I've been saying this, I'm going to say it again. This is a good time for me, and I'm sure it's a good time for you to get organized. You can all come out better. I'm going to come out better from this. If I can put a budget together personally and professionally, my business and my personal life are going to be so much further if you can do this now. So even if you can just cut a little bit and just get better. You're not going to be perfect. Just get better, man.
Yeah, a lot of this stuff is eye-opening. I know a big thing with us as far as business goes, one of the big things is like looking into all the subscriptions that we had on stuff like, oh, we haven't used this in like 2 months. We don't need a subscription, like those kind of things. But, $30 here, $60 there, $100, those things add up. And all of a sudden in my mind, I was looking at it as like, oh, if we can get to this amount of savings, then we pay for a virtual assistant for a month just by, cutting these expenses and things like that. And so just wrapping our mind around that really helped us. So yeah, take a look into your expenses, take a look at what you're paying, whether it's, business, personal. It's definitely a good way to just kind of reevaluate that, and definitely some great tips. And Brett, I might have you back next week on doing a tip on not calling out your wife on a podcast about what she spends on it.
Amen.
Thanks a lot, guys.